Hello everybody, welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, and let's see here. Honestly, I think you're amazing. Wow, you're amazing. It's not that amazing, but thanks. I take a closer look at her work. It's still glistening with slowly drying ink. You know, I look kind of grim here. You do look kind of grim, I mean, I agree, but it's also true otherwise too. Like this you, it's not the you I made. I do? I think so, at least. Her simple statement makes me suddenly feel incredibly self-conscious. I feel like I need a mirror right now to confirm or debunk Rin. It's a nasty feeling. Maybe it's just her? I hope it's just her. That I don't look like that sketch to everyone. It's a good sketch, but somehow I get a really oppressive feeling from it. I see. Anyway, it looks really good. You really are amazing. Thanks. I'm glad I could draw you. You are an interesting person. You're an interesting person too. But that didn't help me much. My self-deprecation has no limits today, but Ren ignores it all. I knew that I can never compare, but to see the difference with my own eyes is quite humbling. See? I tried to make you look like you think a lot, since you did a lot of thinking. And yeah, I might have overdone the fed up with life expression, but cynics are like that, right? I want to retort something snappy, but Nomiya gives me no time to think, ushering us to the door. Hurry up, you two. While we've been chatting, the rest of the club has taken their leave. I quickly pick up our drawings and take them to the teacher's desk before hurrying after Rin, who has already left the classroom. She's not in the hallway, to my surprise. I wonder where she managed to run off to in just a few seconds. Would have been nice to talk more. Well, not that I had much to say, except maybe get back at her for calling me a cynic. It's surprisingly late. I already got used to school ending at the same time every day, so I can feel the extra hours in my head and my gut. My growling stomach reminds me that I'm absolutely ravenous. I'm so hungry that I dare to try anything the cafeteria staff has deemed edible. Even when I see today's delicacy, fried mystery lumps, my steely resolve doesn't fade. I stuff the dinner down without tasting it at all, which is probably for the best. I don't have much homework to do, but what little I have won't get done by itself, so I stroll toward the dormitories. Preparing for the post-homework lull, I knock on Kenji's door. He responds from the other side. Although I can't make out what he said, I try the door, but it's locked. After several seconds, the door locks click open, and he opens the door. Hey, hey, could I borrow a book? The library is already closed after I got away from my club meeting. He's squinting even more than usual, and his eyebrows are twitching nervously. Club? That's dangerous, man. Indoctrination, groupthink, brainwashing, 1984, Brave New World, you name it. High school clubs sow the seeds of conspiracy. Do you know how many secret societies have grown from high school clubs? I'm pretty sure those are college fraternities, and those are for really rich people. Anyways, watch your back and don't get too deep in. You might not come back. Okay, Kenji, so how about that book? Sure. But return them, and don't spoil any of my books. No drinks, no food stains, no bodily fluids. Capiche? Capiche? Sure, thanks. Instead of letting me in, he retreats from the door, closing it again. After a few seconds, he returns with a stack of 3 thick books and hands them over to me. Opening the topmost one, a familiar emblem stamped on the copyright page greets me. Your books. These are from the school library. They are now mine. You stole these? What are you talking about, man? I've been liberating these from the oppressive feminist movement that controls the library. Please say oppressive feminist movement doesn't mean that poor librarian girl, Yuko. She couldn't even oppress a wet towel. Kenji turns away, mumbling something I can't make out, and closes the door behind him. Before going to my own room, I enter the bathroom. While washing my hands, my eyes catch my reflection from the mirror above the sink. I try to look for the grimness Ren saw in me, but it's just the usual me inside the mirror that stares back. I attempt to tell myself that this is what I've always looked like, but I realize I don't remember what I looked like half a year ago. I wake up all sweaty, as if I had run a half marathon in my sleep. Odd. I don't recall sleeping badly. It sends a little pang of worry through me. I wouldn't want to have my heart aching up without being able to notice it. Still, apart from this odd exhaustion right after waking up, I'm feeling just fine. My mouth is like sandpaper, and I have nothing to drink, so I have to go all the way to the bathroom to take my meds. On impulse, I decide to take a shower while I'm at it. While I'm in the shower, I make up my mind that this counts as morning exercise if I properly compensate with a nice half-hour walk after school. Obviously, I wouldn't want to risk possible complications by running now. Besides, Emmy will never know, and I think she's giving up on me. In any case, walking would be nice anyway, just to get to know the area. There's a big forest in the hills behind the school, or I could go down to the convenience store. While still dabbing the moisture off my skin, I set out to find my uniform. I quickly button up my shirt and pull on my pants before going outside. Normally, during this time of year, I'd be eagerly awaiting summer vacation. Having only been at school for a little over a week, I don't really have that kind of feeling. Still, I'm still savoring the school life, and considering the sharp and awkward turn my life has taken, I hadn't had the time to become preoccupied with getting free of it. Besides, once vacation's it'll be a nice surprise to me if I'm not expecting it, especially with the end of term exams looming ahead. At least, I don't have any catching up to do with my studies. My diligence has finally paid off. I push myself past the boys gathered in the doorway and flop into my seat. From the corner of my eye, I can see Shizune and Misha pause their unavoidably animated conversation and turn almost simultaneously in my direction. They clearly want something from me. I can tell from the way Shizune smiles, it's too obnoxiously bright to be sincere and too calculated to be spontaneous. Good morning. Her greeting is made of 100% cheer and bursting energy. Morning. I fail to put either of those into my response. You don't look very energetic. No wonder. I don't feel very energetic either. I think I didn't sleep well, but I'm not sure. She slaps me in the back and grins. Cheer up a bit, it's a great day. I catch Shizune's eyes. She has a strange, focused expression on her face, but she furrows her brow a little at direct eye contact and looks away. For a moment, I think that Shizune caught a glimpse of my worries somehow, and is pondering how to respond. But then she quickly straightens her glasses with them, her expression. Anyway, we were wondering if you're still interested in that student council position, because we're going to make an offer that you can't decline. Wait, what? I wasn't really interested in the first place. You're putting words in my mouth. Not as much, but it'd be nice to hang out with us every day while also being useful to your school. Well, to tell you the truth, I kinda joined a club. So it'd actually be sort of hard for me to join the student council too. Even if I wanted to, which I don't, as I said. Is that so? Which club is it, Hee-chan? The art club. Shizune's eyes glint in a sinister way as she scowls at me. With the way she looks, I'll be expecting the art club to lose its funding before lunch break, or the art teacher to mysteriously disappear from the face of the earth. Before she manages to comment, the teacher finally enters the classroom, getting Shizune and Misha off my back, and sending everyone rummaging in their bags for books and pens. I did join the art club, but the first meeting didn't really boost my confidence. I'm not really sure what I'm doing it for. I wish I could draw like Rin, but I don't know what I would do if I could. To what end would I use such a skill? I don't really know. Ignoring the teacher's sleep-inducing voice, I open my notebook to an empty page and press the needle-sharp graphite tip of the pencil onto it. What to draw? I can't really think of anything good to draw. As I hesitate and raise my hand, a meek black mark left on the previously blank paper seems aggravating. I can't even seem to get to the starting line, let alone get started. It's almost as if the physical feeling of being held back. It annoys me. Annoyingly, it reminds me of my failed attempt at jogging with Emmy. I look out the window in desperation. Right then, a small bird takes flight from one of the cherry trees that grow everywhere on the school grounds. I can't really see it clearly, and it's not like I can tell one tiny bird from another. But I pick it as my subject anyway. Conjuring up the image of a bird in my mind's eye, I turn my gaze back to the notebook and deliberately draw a thick line across the paper and get started. It seems to be mocking me, as I can't follow up right away. Still, it's a start. Getting started is good. I slowly sketch the picture on the notebook page, the image in my brain becoming clearer as the drawing takes shape. It's really nothing. Just that nameless nothing bird on paper. But that's not important. My hesitation fades into the background along with the teacher's voice as I continue my struggle. The feathers form a simple pattern in my mind, but on paper it's a mess of too many rough lines despite my best of efforts. I realize that I don't really know what a bird's wing should look like, even though I tried to think about it. I even put the pencil down and closed my eyes for a moment, trying to trace the shape of the wing in my head. Being this serious about it all of a sudden makes me a little frustrated. Art class in middle school was the easy class in between exhausting subjects like math or Japanese. But there's this other side of art, the one that you see when you just don't fool around. It's almost like a completely different thing. Hee-chan? I look up and see the two girls staring back at me. Misha and Shizune have started carrying their chairs to my desk and are now have carried their chairs to my desk and are now standing by my sides looking at my drawing. How long have you two been there? I think you need more practice. Shizune draws a few sharp signs in the air between herself and Misha. No, okay, that was a pretty cool design for a bird, honestly. Like, I can't draw that, but yeah, it just does need some practice. Chi-chan agrees. Rin said the exact same thing yesterday, but why did it sound less condescending? You shouldn't judge before I'm finished. Besides, don't you know it's bad luck to see an unfinished piece of work? Misha cracks in exuberant laughter. What? Don't be silly. There's no way that could be true. Whatever. Shizune's eyebrows furrow dangerously, and the movements of her hands become abrupt, like the slashing of a knife. You should learn to take constructive criticism better. I would if you'd actually offer some. I know I'm being too defensive and that Shizune is taking advantage of it, but I can't help it. What are you two doing here anyway? Misha wags her finger admonishingly at my nose. Tisk-tisk-chan, were you not listening to the teacher at all? We have a group assignment now. I nod bleakly and let them take the lead. So, what do you think of the lesson for today? Not much of anything. I didn't listen to a word of it. Misha slaps her forehead and shakes her head theatrically. What are we gonna do with you, Hee-chan? Luckily, Shizune and Misha together are more effective than 3 or 4 normal people, so I can mostly slack on the assignment. Yeah, here's the thing. So, I was never the type to, like, draw in class. I would, like, always pay attention to the teacher said. I did have some friends with people that, like, did draw in class, and sometimes I would make some pretty cool stuff. Like, they'd be like, so what were we talking about? So, I would be forced to explain the entire thing. And I mean, I stopped doing that when I realized they were taking advantage of me, but still. Luckily, Shizune and Misha together are more effective than 3 or 4 normal people, so I can mostly slack on the assignment. I try my best to offer at least some assistance, but I end up being mostly useless. The teacher keeps us in class 5 minutes past the lunch bells, and eventually lets us off the hook. I quickly stuff my books into my bag, while Shizune and Misha carry their chairs back to their own seats. The failure of a bird drawing ends up crumpled and stuffed in my pocket as I hurry outside. I mean, sure, I don't know, I thought that bird looked pretty good. Like, then again, I'm not exactly a visual person, but still. After that morning class, and throughout the week, I keep bumping into Rin. Hello? This is somewhat natural, as our classrooms are adjacent. But rather than just cross paths in the hallway like people regularly do, we seem to pause at the sight of each other. We invariably end up taking a little bit or just silently hanging out together. I think I'm just getting used to being quiet in Rin's company, as it doesn't feel as awkward anymore. I am, by nature, somewhat introverted like her, so we fit together well. I think it's actually an anomaly for someone in this school to be so quiet. Most people here seem to love socializing. It's something that I've noticed already. Even though I haven't been here long, people here talk a lot, and they talk all the time. It's a rare case when I see someone sitting alone, just spacing out or whatever. Obviously there are people like that here too, that Hanago girl and myself, just to name 2 from my own class, but overall they are a minority. At any rate, I wouldn't exactly call what Rin and I do socializing either, but it's something at least. These occurrences themselves don't bother me, but the fact that they happen at all does. I'd hesitate to say that we're drawn together by something, but we certainly act as if we were. However, this sense of a budding friendship is completely wrecked every time Rin opens her mouth. Can I listen to your heartbeat? She says this, or something else about as outrageous as I have to fend off whatever nonsense her mind has cooked up during the preceding class of a subject that she's not interested in. It seems Rin has taken a shine to my heart condition as some kind of extension of her interest in the odder disabilities that people here have, and the consequences of said afflictions. As I stand in front of her for a second too long, looking as flummoxed as I am, she continues it is necessary to further clarify her request. I know I can, but I mean, will you let me? Why? Do I need a reason? I'm usually pretty bad with reasons. Anyways. Yeah, sorry about the noise in the background. Not exactly sure what to do about that. Yeah, they are pretty close, so... Alright, not per se, but if you want to do it, you probably have to do it. You probably do have a reason. That's kinda clever. You are smarter than you look. Also, I'd rather you not. I think these things should be private. Private, I get it. I can tell you something, though. If it amuses you, I'm pretty sure it will. My heartbeat does sound very weird, because of the, you know, condition. And I hear it. All the time. So you're paranoid. It's not a question, it's a statement. No, I'm not paranoid. The doctor said that the abnormal attention to heartbeat is a common symptom of my condition. So, for you, it's normal to be paranoid. It's not a question either. One could also say that me being like this in the first place isn't normal. Isn't normal either, but what the heck. Paranoia fits me fine. I don't think that it's something that actually can fit anyone or anywhere. You know, I ate an orange today for breakfast. How was it? I'm vaguely proud of myself, managing to keep up with Rin's sudden change of topic. Excellent. I don't remember when I last ate orange because it's annoying to peel one. It's on the list of things I want to learn properly. How come you ate one then? Emmy had some, so she peeled one for me. Good for you. Rin stretches her back and yawns, and says nothing further. She throws a glance from the corner of her eye while she watches people pass by, but I couldn't say why. I realize, though, that this is the first time I've talked naturally about my condition with anyone, in a way. A group of boys walked past us to Rin's classroom, but she doesn't pay them any mind. They pay none to her either. My mind wanders off, spurred by the silence. Yeah, I'm just watching my audio and it's picking up all the all the joyful screaming. Sorry about that. Anyways, maybe I should have let her listen to my heart. It's not like it matters. Nothing really matters that much at the end of the day. I start feeling depressed for no reason again. It's like a tidal wave out of nowhere, rolling over my consciousness, submerging me underwater. I feel a sigh coming out of my mouth, and I turn away from Rin, pretending to read a poster on the wall. It's an advertisement for the school festival, promoting an event almost a week past. The difference between me and Rin is that I'll be more likely than not dead before turning 30, while she can't eat oranges without help. I can't decide which one of us is worse off. I try to grasp the passing of time, but it seems hard. I'm still used to the rhythm of the hospital, where trivialities such as the day of the week or time of day didn't really matter. Everything was the same, no matter what. Rediscovering the significance of time is an oddly disorienting experience, and I find myself enjoying the fact that I can categorize events in this fashion. The relevancy of a ticking clock is surprisingly delightful, and I decide to start wearing an analog wristwatch, something I didn't used to before. When I finally ask Rin on Thursday about something that's been bothering me for the entire week, it's already lunchtime. The time is somewhere between 11:06 and 11:07. As my watch doesn't have a hand show seconds, it's the old-fashioned kind with a black leather strap and titanium casing. It doesn't look flashy, but the wristwatch doesn't need to. Remember that sketch you made of me? How you said I looked grim and gloomy or something? I'd like to know what you meant by that. She gives me a weird look and tilts her head a few degrees to the left, but doesn't say anything for a while. Well, you see, we've known each other for 2 weeks, and I haven't seen you smile once. Her striking observation gives me pause. Have I stopped smiling? I have to take what she says as truth. She has no reason to lie. Something about the way she puts it annoys me. I frown at Rin, then try to correct my expression to look less depressed. I haven't been in the cheeriest of moods during the past few months or so. This is true. Does it show so much that someone like Rin can tell after so little contact with me? I should try to smile more at Rin. Should I try to smile more at Rin? Maybe she could appreciate it. Having such a neutral face herself almost all the time. Have I really stopped smiling? I see. Should I smile more? I don't mind either way. Be as you are. You can't help being Hizao anyway. But it bothers you? I just noticed it. That's all. Emmy skips along the hallway, jumps to a sharp stop when she reaches us, and lightly pats Rin's shoulder. Ready for lunch? Depends on what lunch is today. Remember that stew from March? Never again. That. Let's go anyway, I'm starving. As they are about to depart, Emmy turns from her friend to me, seemingly as an afterthought, and smiles charmingly. By the way, Hizao. Her tone is way too sweet and soft to be sincere. I can sense the trap about to be sprung upon me by this miniature health devil. I know what she's about to say even before she continues, because I've been trying to avoid her all week. I still haven't seen you at the track this entire week. Maybe I've been there when you haven't. That's impossible. I'm there all the time. Not at night, you aren't. But you sleep and go to class. I do those at the same time as you do. Yeah, I know. I just haven't been able to pick myself up. Don't rat me out to the nurse, okay? Running just isn't my thing. And I haven't come up with a good alternative. Why don't you come to the track meet this weekend? Maybe you'll get inspired. Track meet? Yeah, people from a few other schools come here for some friendly track and field action. It's on Sunday afternoon. I can't think of any reason not to go. Sure, I'll come and cheer for you. I guess you'll be running. Of course. You'll get to see me beat them all. Bye-bye now. If you don't get something to eat, I'll die. If I don't get something to eat, I'll die. See you later. Bye, Ren. I promise I'll smile next time. As I call after her, as a bit of an afterthought, Afterward, I feel embarrassed about it, and wonder why I said anything at all. That night... Hold on, let me edit something real quick. Wait, is this, Hello, hello... Hello... Hello, hello... 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 Okay, well, I hope this helps. I'm gonna check it out. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, they're doing something over there. I'm not exactly sure what. Anyways, that night when I'm doubly certain that Kenji won't be barging in the bathroom, I look in the mirror and smile at my reflection. The me in the mirror smiling at the me in the bathroom looks awfully fake. Having exhausted the books that Kenji let me in. Having exhausted the books that Kenji lent me in just a few nights, I go back to the library, deeming it a safer alternative for getting my reading fix. I return the books he had stolen while I'm at it, to Yuko's delight. I don't tell her where I got them, though. Wow, you sure read a lot, don't you? Yeah, I guess I do. I mean, I do. Even I think it's weird. I think I might have a reading problem. Maybe I'm a junkie. No, I didn't mean it that way. It's not weird at all. Being addicted to reading is a lot better than being addicted to something else. Yeah, I know. It was a joke. I smile at her reassuringly, and drop the books on the counter so Yuko can check them out. I feel tired, so I sit down in the vacant chair in front of her desk. While Yuko goes through the modest pile of reading material I found, I let my gaze wander around the library. At the tables, a pair of girls is chattering in hushed tones rather than working on their homework. The short-haired one notices me looking in their direction and waves at me. When I raise my hand back, they glance at each other and giggle in unison. I'm not sure how I should feel about that, so I decide it's a good thing. The one who waved at me has a horrible case of epilepsy. I saw her having an attack a few days ago. It was one of the most disturbing and scary things I've seen in a long time. Yet there she is, happily chirping away about whatever, as if she doesn't have a care in the world. You know? The school is really something else. Yuko raises her eyes from the books she was going through. Slightly startled, she adjusts her glasses and puts on a nervous, confused smile. What do you mean? I don't really know how to explain it. Just that everyone's so active? Or how should I put it? It's not just the festival thing, I think. Even though I haven't been there that long, but it's everything. The people talk more, work harder, and just are more than any other school I've seen before. I'm struggling for words, but it feels like I'm speaking honestly. School feels so alive. It's refreshing or makes me feel like I'm stuck. Alright, well, I'm saving here, because who knows what this does. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but like... So basically, pretty much I'm thinking in the next room over, I'm guessing the kids are playing, and, no, these are not my kids, I'm not a father, but, anyways, sorry about the noise. So, let's see. So, I'm stuck, or it's refreshing. So there's the chance that I could... Yeah, I don't know if either of these end up to... I don't know if either of these end up in the... You know what? I'm gonna try to go for a neutral ending, or a bad ending first this time. So let's do the negative option. I feel like I need to start moving in the same direction too. That's how this school makes me feel. I don't think that's a bad thing. Yeah, me neither. Suddenly I realize that I've just been babbling my thoughts to Yuko out of the blue. She's a bit of a jumpy person, so I fear I might have made a bad impression. She's looking at me with what I hope is curiosity rather than horror, so I figure she's alright. Sorry for suddenly talking about weird stuff like this. I didn't mean to trouble you. Oh no, it's nothing. It's not troubling. I'm happy to listen if you feel like talking. It makes me feel a little reliable too. Yuko smiles sweetly, and a little bit ironically at that. I respond with a thankful smile of my own. As she pushes the neat stack of books across the counter, I stand up and gather them in my arms. Here you are. Thank you. I guess we'll be meeting each other again. Please come here anytime. Yuko's kindness is heartwarming. You can count on it. See you later. I still have not reached 45, so I'm gonna keep going. The morning of the track meet greets me with a brilliant sunshine from a crystal blue sky. While I leisurely stroll towards the track, I decide this is a good sign. Of what? I'm not sure. This event isn't as exciting for me as it seems to be for a large portion of the student body. I'm even less interested in watching sports than I am in participating, but cheering for Emmy is a good cause. I'm not expecting this to be any sort of amazing and spectacular experience, but it can't hurt. I'd probably be spending the time reading while cooped up in my room otherwise. When I approach the bleachers, I spot Rin emerging from the crowd right before she spots me. You came. Of course I said I would, didn't I? It doesn't necessarily imply you had to follow through. Lots of people say things and don't mean them. Well, I don't. Rin shrugs, seemingly bored with our conversation, and turns her heel and heads back towards the stands. So, are you excited about this? Not really. Me neither. And why did you come? Why did you? She doesn't reply at all, so I decide not to either. We enter the bleachers, and Rin nods upwards. Up there. Rin leads the way, and soon we've settled down on an almost empty bench. There's an older woman sitting next to Rin. Someone's mother, I assume. She's got her rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Rin, she gives her an oddly familiar-seeming grin. Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, not a boy. Huh? This is no good. The woman laughs at Rin and shakes her head, apparently unable to find a comeback for that. I know the feeling. Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. I'm being rude, but I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Meiko Ibarazaki. I'm sure that if you know this girl, you've at least met my daughter too. Pleased to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's a taller, older, more motherly Emmy. Apart from her hair being somewhat darker than her daughter's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Azao. Azao Nakai. Nice to meet you. You know, I shouldn't do this on the route, but like... Okay, this is new stuff, alright. I'm Rin Tezuka. Miss Sabarazaki laughs again. She really does resemble her offspring, and then leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, now that we all know each other, how long have you and Rin been dating? My response consists of silence as my brain suddenly lurches into gear. But just before I can begin to utter an hastily babbled explanation, Emmy's mother bursts into laughter again. Ha! You're a blusher, aren't you? I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. We're not... I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I'm sorry. Forgive an old woman her amusements. She chuckles again to herself. Old woman? She sure doesn't look that old to me. I suppose I can let it go. Let it go. How kind of you. It's starting. I direct my attention to the track while they're preparing the first sprint. Yeah. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling, with an almost cocky look on her face. The starter raises his pistol. Emmy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside line, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, a few of the other runners have caught up with her. As she puts on a final burst of speed that leaves them at least half a second behind. Mr. Barazaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly, and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds off the track, looking pleased with herself. I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the results. I think she's gotten faster since last time. That was incredible. Mr. Barzaki grins proudly. Emmy's heck of a runner. We fall silent as the next event prepares to start. I'm pleased to see Emmy striding out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Surprised to see Emmy. Emmy's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it. From the looks of things, she's right. It doesn't appear... Hold on. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous events at all. If not for the sweat on her shirt, you'd never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again, the pistol sounds, and once again, Emmy flies off the block. A thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Rin's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emmy's mother cheers again, and I assume that the race is over. Spirits don't seem to me like they'd take very long to complete. Your foot. Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers. Oh. You seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. I thought you said this wouldn't be exciting. I suppose you're right. Not that interesting. I'm watching Emmy, not the sport. I don't follow. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at her Emmyest very often. But here you can, see? She directs my attention toward the track again, where the 100-meter dash is about to start. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets onto the starter blocks, her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false reaction. I can see that she's actually like a cold spring. Okay, like... No, I guess not. Okay. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up, and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward, and what could be a grin and could be a growl. As the pistol goes off, it's as... Yeah, this is the same stuff. I've never seen anyone move that fast. Like... Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run like that. No, I think Emmy's prowess all came from her father's side. At the mention of Emmy's father, Miss Barazaki looks wistful, almost sad. He got her running, you know. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I leave it at that, and I don't say anything for a little while. But I get the feeling that this is something personal I shouldn't talk about. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Miss Barzaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages? What is he, 16? Actually, do we have any idea who this guy is? Oh, nothing. I gotta go meet up with a friend of mine. You know, I thought it would get answered in Emmy's route, but I don't remember who this guy is. Like, probably like probably is actually just a friend of mine, and we're not supposed to know yet. Probably. Oh wait, wait a second. Alright, this is going to sound like a crackhead theory, but okay. What if Mutuo got drunk with Emmy's mother during the festival? And, okay, I'm done. And that's why he was, like, hungover and when he went back to the class after the festival. I've got to meet up with a friend of mine. Will you tell Emmy that I'm proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight? Well, it's much less of a theory, and, it could be a hunch of mine, or it could be I just spoiled something, and my broken memories of this game for some reason pointed that out. It's like, wait a second. So I hope I didn't spoil anything. I'm sorry. While waiting for the next relay to start, I peer at Rin. She seems uninterested in her surroundings, myself included. That remark she made before is still stuck in my head. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. It doesn't make sense now that I think about it, but seeing her run now, I can believe that Emmy gives her all on the track. Sports are more like a hobby or even a competition to her. They're a defining aspect of her life. What about Rin then? Does she feel the same way about art, considering the persistence she displayed before the festival? I could easily believe that. Did I see Rin at her most Rin when she was painting the mural? The relay is about to begin, and I don't see Emmy anywhere. I thought Emmy ran the relay. She runs anchor. She won't be running for a while yet. Ah. Did you see it? Huh? Emmy at her Emmyest. Maybe. Maybe this time. The race begins, and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as I pass the baton. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting onto the track to take the final handoff. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmyest, I suppose. Emmy flies across the finishing line with a great leap, just barely ahead of the next runners, but still in first. Well, let's go down. Gotta crown the victor. See if you can find a laurel branch. That's not gonna be easy. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. At least we did. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on her run. You know, I did not remember this, probably because, I did not remember it repeating the entire track scene from Emmy's route. It's like, what? I mean, I guess some of the dialogue, well, not dialogue, but yeah, some of the text could have been different, as in reframing it. I don't see a reason why I shouldn't be able to skip that. I'm sorry. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. Sorry about that. Fucking course, it's Credit Sesame. Why is it Credit Sesame? Anyway, Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice she's arrived. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond struggling. I mean, shrugging, not struggling. To emote beyond shrugging. Being more impatient than Rin, I wave to Emmy in her stead. She looks up and grins happily at us. Hey, you showed up. We could have brought you a crown of laurels, but Azao didn't find one. Neither did you. It wasn't my job to look. When did we assign jobs? When I said, see if you can find a laurel branch. Try to keep up. I shrug. Guess Rin's rubbing off on me. It seems it's my fault after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Rin and me. It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow. Sure. Good. So how'd I look? Very impressive. Emmy seems pleased with this assessment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her lack of legs. I figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her effort somehow. Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay, but I guess it did fine, huh? Emmy giggles, then seems to remember something. Oh, before I forget, Rin and I are going to do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since today is Sunday, I've got homework and class and all that stuff to take care of. Oh sure, I'd love to. Great, it's a promise then. Oh right, your mom said she wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. Hey, Emmy, you're going to miss the medal ceremony. Oh yeah, thanks. She turns to Rin and myself. You don't have to you don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever. Besides, you get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up late as Al. Emmy skips back to her teammates, leaving me and Rin by ourselves. Neither of us has the slightest interest in the post-competition ceremonies, so we silently get away and back to the quad. Rin yawns without even trying to restrain herself and shuffles her feet around restlessly. I feel awkward, but less so than if I was with someone else. Still, I'm left hanging, not knowing what I should say next. Emmy was great, wasn't she? She was great. I'm very jealous of her. Why? Like I said, you don't think it's great to be able to really be yourself? It sounds weird coming from Rin. I don't think you, of all people, should have trouble finding a way to express yourself. Don't you have your paintings? She turns to look at me. For the first time, I see in her eyes this strange, hollow expression that I think must be unique to her. No, you see, the problem is that I'm not really sure who I am. Huh. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to save here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording. And then I'm going to record again.